Please like the video and share it so that it reaches many more people and you get sawaba, or rewards from Allah. This could be a sawabe jariyah or continuous reward for you long after you are gone.
Beginning of Creation, Volume 4, Book 54, number 413 to 542. Volume 4, Book 54, number 413. Narrated by Imran bin Hussein. Some people of Bani Tamim came to the Prophet and he said to them, O Bani Tamim, rejoice with glad tidings. They said, you have given us glad tidings, now give us something. On hearing that the color of his face changed, then the people of Yemen came to him and he said, O people of Yemen, accept the good tidings, as Bani Tamim has refused them. The Yemenites said, we accept them. Then the Prophet started talking about the beginning of creation and about Allah's throne. In the meantime a man came saying, O Imran, your she-camel has run away. I got up and went away, but I wish I had not left that place, for I missed what Allah's apostle had said. Volume 4, Book 54, number 414. Narrated by Imran bin Hussein. I went to the Prophet and tied my she-camel at the gate. The people of Bani Tamim came to the Prophet who said, O Bani Tamim, accept the good tidings. They said twice, you have given us the good tidings, now give us something. Then some Yemenites came to him and he said, accept the good tidings, O people of Yemen, for Bani Tamim refused them. They said, we accept it, O Allah's apostle. We have come to ask you about this matter, i.e. the start of creations. He said, first of all, there was nothing but Allah, and then he created his throne. His throne was over the water, and he wrote everything in the book, in the heaven, and created the heavens and the earth. Then a man shouted, O Ibn Hussein, your she-camel has gone away. So, I went away and could not see the she-camel because of the mirage. By Allah, I wished I had left that she-camel, but not that gathering. Narrated, Umar. One day the Prophet stood up amongst us for a long period and informed us about the beginning of creation, and talked about everything in detail, till he mentioned how the people of paradise will enter their places and the people of hell will enter their places. Some remembered what he had said, and some forgot it. Volume 4, Book 54, number 415. Narrated by Abu Hurairah. Allah's apostle said, Allah the Most Superior said, the son of Adam slights me, and he should not slight me, and he disbelieves in me, and he ought not to do so. As for his slighting me, it is that he says that I have a son, and his disbelief in me is his statement that I shall not recreate him as I have created him before. Volume 4, Book 54, number 416. Narrated by Abu Hurairah. Allah's apostle said, when Allah completed the creation, he wrote in his book which is with him on his throne, my mercy overpowers my anger. Volume 4, Book 54, number 417. Narrated by Muhammad bin Ibrahim bin al-Harith. From Abu Salama bin Abdur Rahman, who had a dispute with some people on a piece of land, and so he went to Aisha and told her about it. She said, O Abu Salama, avoid the land, for Allah's apostle said, any person who takes even a span of land unjustly, his neck shall be encircled with it down 7 earths. Volume 4, Book 54, number 418. Narrated by Salim's father. The Prophet said, any person who takes a piece of land unjustly will sink down the 7 earths on the day of resurrection. Volume 4, Book 54, number 419. Narrated by Abu Bakr. The Prophet said, the division of time has turned to its original form which was current when Allah created the heavens and the earths. The year is of 12 months, out of which 4 months are sacred. 3 are in succession Dhul Qa'dah, Dhul Hijjah and Muharram, and the 4th is Rajab of the tribe of Mudda, which comes between Jumadi at Thaniya and Sha'ban. Volume 4, Book 54, number 420. Narrated by Said bin Zaid bin Amr bin Nufail, that Arwa sued him before Marwan for a right, which she claimed he had deprived her of. On that said, "How should I deprive her of her right? I testify that I heard Allah's apostle saying, if anyone takes a span of land unjustly, his neck will be encircled with it down 7 earths on the day of resurrection." Volume 4, Book 54, number 421. Narrated by Abu Dar. The Prophet asked me at sunset, "Do you know where the sun goes at the time of sunset?" I replied, "Allah and his apostle know better." He said, "It goes, i.e. travels, till it prostrates itself underneath the throne and takes the permission to rise again. And it is permitted, and then a time will come when it will be about to prostrate itself, but its prostration will not be accepted. And it will ask permission to go on its course, but it will not be permitted. But it will be ordered to return whence it has come, and so it will rise in the west." And that is the interpretation of the statement of Allah. And the sun runs its fixed course for a term, decreed. That is the decree of Allah, the exalted in might, the all-knowing. 36.38. Volume 4, Book 54, number 422. Narrated by Abu Hurairah. The Prophet said, "The sun and the moon will be folded up, deprived of their light, on the day of resurrection." Volume 4, Book 54, number 423. Narrated by Abdullah bin Umar. The Prophet said, "The sun and the moon do not eclipse because of someone's death or life, i.e. birth, but they are 2 signs amongst the signs of Allah. So, if you see them, i.e. eclipse, offer the prayer of eclipse." Volume 4, Book 54, number 424. Narrated by Abdullah bin Abbas. The Prophet said, "The sun and the moon are 2 signs amongst the signs of Allah. They do not eclipse because of someone's death or life. So, if you see them, i.e. eclipse, celebrate the praises of Allah, i.e. pray." Volume 4, Book 54, number 425. Narrated by Aisha. On the day of a solar eclipse, Allah's apostle stood up to offer the eclipse prayer. He recited takbir, recited a long recitation of holy verses, bowed a long bowing, and then he raised his head saying, "Allah hears him who sends his praises to him." Then he stayed standing, recited a long recitation again, but shorter than the former, bowed a long bowing, but shorter than the first, performed a long prostration, and then performed the second rak'ah in the same way as he had done the first. By the time he had finished his prayer with taslim, the solar eclipse had been over. Then he addressed the people referring to the solar and lunar eclipses saying, "These are 2 signs amongst the signs of Allah, and they do not eclipse because of anyone's death or life. So, if you see them, hasten for the prayer." Volume 4, Book 54, number 426. Narrated by Abu Mas'ud. The Prophet said, "The sun and the moon do not eclipse because of the death or life of someone, but they are 2 signs amongst the signs of Allah. So, if you see them, offer the prayer of eclipse." Volume 4, Book 54, number 427. Narrated by Ibn Abbas. The Prophet said, "I have been made victorious with the Saba, i.e. easterly wind, and the people of Ad were destroyed with the Dubur, i.e. westerly wind." Volume 4, Book 54, number 428. Narrated by Atta. Aisha said if the Prophet saw a cloud in the sky, he would walk to and fro in agitation, go out and come in, and the color of his face would change, and if it rained, he would feel relaxed. So, Aisha knew that state of his. So the Prophet said, "I don't know. I'm afraid it may be similar to what happened to some people referred to in the Holy Quran in the following verse. Then when they saw it as a dense cloud coming towards their valleys, they said, "This is a cloud bringing us rain." Nay, but it is that torment which you were asking to be hastened, a wind wherein is severe torment. 46.24